just start with some team news. How are the boys shaping up for the weekend?
They look good. I think they're all excited. Who wouldn't be excited playing at Fratton Park in front of a big crowd? So beautiful day today. We've had good weather this week, and the boys have trained extremely hard.
Matthew's just out here. I do assume he's available and fit for selection.
Yep, he's looking good. So we've got one or two others back. So there'll be a big scrap now for the bench, which is good to have, because we have been low on numbers, and we've had to rely on one or two quite heavily over the last few weeks.
And obviously with this time of the year, contracts are in the back of your mind and players' minds. It just sharpens that little bit of focus, doesn't it?
It does. We've talked about change, uncertainty, not just at this club, every club. I think as far as the players are concerned, I've not seen any sign of anyone giving up, because I think that's one of our main strengths. Certainly at a club like Yeovil, we've had so much success with the hard work that we've put in, and I've explained to them I expect that to remain the same for the last 6 games.
And do you know in your own mind who you'd like to keep here?
Yes, I have spoken to a few players now, just to explain the situation we're in, and they know what the situation is. So yeah, we're trying to build.
Yeah, absolutely, and I suppose from that point of view, it's a bit early to be starting putting feelers out, but you're already looking at areas of the team and thinking these are the kind of personnel that come the end of the season I'll be looking to bring in.
Yeah, I think that's important, but also what you have to understand is probably 1 or 2 agents are looking elsewhere to see if they can get them better, and there's no point hiding from the fact that that's happened over a number of years at this football club. And there's one thing that we talked about to the players as far as ambition is concerned. You know, that's one thing the club's allowed, is certainly for individuals over a number of years, and we talk about Stephen Corker, Ryan Mason. Whether you look at that as ambition or not, it gives those players an opportunity to create their ambition, and that should be the main thing as an individual and as a player that you should be focusing on for the next 6 games, whatever happens.
And realistically, as you say, if somebody comes in, every player has their price. There are probably a couple of teams in the entire world that don't have to worry about their players getting poached.
Well, I've been in that situation when I'd been at the football club for 5 years, so I understand what the players are going through. And you go on the BBC website now and you see, I think it was Lewington this week at MK Dons, who's been there for so many years, talking about his future. Collins at Grimsby talking about his future. But I think that's just, you know, that's the environment, that's the job that we're in, and it's how we deal with the last 6 games, which I'll be looking for.
So talking of future, looking at the figures coming out, and the chairman obviously had his say. I would imagine that was probably made very good reading for you. He was very complimentary about the other work that you've done here.
I think it is, because what I don't want to do is I don't want to use that as an excuse. I'm a manager that as soon as I stand in that technical area, finances or not, I just expect my team to give their best, and sometimes we fall short of that. I said last week in my interview, success and failure are not too far apart. We're coming up against a team like Portsmouth that I think have lost 11. Plymouth have lost 11 games and we've lost 14. We know what the problem's been. We've drawn too many. So I may have to give Mourinho a call. I don't know whether he's doing the same as what we are. So these other managers, they carry those same sort of problems. But what I've got to try and do is hopefully the supporters, which they have been, certainly a major core, have been very supportive of what we tried to do this year. I think sometimes it's become a little bit frustrating because there's been so many draws, but from a manager's point of view, with the resources that I'm working with, I would have to consider that we've done okay. We've done okay because, you know, we've been in a worse situation certainly over the last 2 years, and yet I've been given the least amount of resources to work with. So what I expect next year is I don't want to be having this same conversation with you next year. Yeah. I understood that this year, but not next year.
Yeah, and I suppose at a time when football and patience don't go well together, do they? It's nice to hear that the club behind you have got that kind of support and are looking to the long term.
I think because they see the books, and you know, I've seen what previous managers have had to work with, which has been more than what I've had to work with, and not just myself. You know, I've been here and I've seen the club grow in the way that it grew. All I ask for, as far as my ambition's concerned, is I want the core of players that I've got to build on that. Because when we look at Luke Ayling and when I look at Ed Upson, I think Terry played a major role being on a touchline, giving those players the opportunity, but as a club we reap the rewards 2 or 3 years later, not at the exact time. And when we've got Mugabe, Lacey, I think you look at Whitfield, Butcher, Tom James done well when he come on the other day. We got Otis Khan, we had Ryan Edges. I feel they're players that have got bright futures. What we've got to do is we've got to make sure we reap the rewards next year and the year after, and not someone else.
Obviously next match in Portsmouth, is it, I get the sense it's one that the supporters enjoy, one the players enjoy, is it one that you can go and enjoy as a bit different occasion in League Two?
I think we can all enjoy it. Supporters travelling down there, me as a manager, it's the first time I've been to Fratton Park as a manager. It'll be a great environment to play in. Probably be a very nice day, a little bit like Exeter, and I've got to make sure that the players go there and we carry no fear, because it's a great game to play.
Teams that go there, you're going to have to be on your mettle defensively, aren't you, because they are a very good attacking side.
Yep, you've got to make sure you work really well as a team in and out possession, but at the same time I'm still going there to look to win the game, as I always do. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can come out of Fratton Park with a real good performance, and the boys can get on that bus happy and pleased with the effort that we've put in.
Fantastic.
How likely is it that Otis Khan will be involved this weekend?
He's trained this week, so it's good news. It's just whether I make that decision to throw him in straight away.
And same with Nathan Smith?
Yep, Nathan Smith's done extremely well. Mike's worked very hard with Nathan. We was a little bit unfortunate really not to have him on the bench last week, but he'll hopefully play a part.